It led to great play here. This is an amazing hockey goal. First, the pass off the play. Watch under here, under the stick, and then takes Luongo wide. What a brilliant goal.
And why that's so energizing, because that's Ryan Kessler who's doing it too. And so on the bench right there, you can tell how it carried over. On the bench, they can barely contain themselves. They're so excited. Forget about the fans. Johnny Boychuk. Boy, is this guy an impressive player. You know, he was in, I think, 2009, the AHL Defenseman of the Year. Take a look at this play. Now, it's not going to start off all that well for Boychuk, but that's okay. That's a young defenseman. He's going to make mistakes, Stanley Cup rounds, but notice the way he's going to battle. That little giveaway that he made isn't going to deter him from battling hard. Chris Higgins, we know, is a fighter. Boychuk gets a puck, great play. They lead the zone. Here's another great block by Boychuk. This guy reminds me, and this is a real positive, of a young Kevin Bieksa. When Bieksa first came up, all energy, he fought for everything he was going to get, and then he learned how to develop the game and understand the game and read plays.
You see how Kessler on those two clips Kelly showed, it's tough for him to back check. He isn't able to really force that speed if he needs it.
Vancouver, you go back to that Nashville series, Vancouver all the time because they were being hit at all times. And, you know, Kessler stood out in that series. Tonight he looks not like he used to.
Go ahead, you can do your BJ. While we talk about Timmy, they're normally for Timmy Thomas, those fans, but they like to hear too.
You know what? We can show his saves, and let's just show it and talk over. Kelly's the goalie connoisseur, but I just love the competitiveness. I love the level of compete, and it's non-stop. Every save. They're kind of ugly, but it's just, it's beautiful.
People want to talk that it's unorthodox, but if you watch his skating skills, that's textbook goaltending. And it's a similar thing with Dominik Hasek. You know, for years people are saying, you know, he's unorthodox, sloppy, and all that. But you know what? Those are all the basics that we all grew up with. He knows his edges so well, and I would predict that he's probably one of the best skaters, if not the best, on the team at knowing his edges.
I got to buy a lot of beer up here.
Scott Oak with Kevin Bieksa. Scott.
Kevin, it was a near perfect first period on the road for the Canucks. The wheels came off in the second on a lucky break by Boston. They seemed to get a lot of energy. Where did yours go in the second period?
Well, it's a good question. It wasn't a good period for us. There's no secret there. We weren't smart with the puck, made some bad decisions, and they made us pay.
What's happened to the Canucks tonight to see the Boston Bruins special teams capitalize so well?
I don't know. They're getting some shots through. Seems like they're really attacking our box, and there's a lot of seam passes right now, so we got to be a lot tighter and block a lot more shots.
Thanks for your time, Kevin. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, wonder what the mood's like in Vancouver at Rogers Arena. The Chevrolet iDesk is set up tonight. Jeff Merrick and Scott Morrison are there. Jeff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun here, Ron. Actually, 14,500 Vancouver Canucks fans screaming and waving towels, having a great time. The Odds just finished playing at the house band, of course, here at Rogers Arena. Joey Kenwood, our friend from Team Radio, is hosting. Finn, the mascot, your buddy Ron, firing out the T-shirt gun. So 14,000 fans here will all hit the streets when this entire thing is done, Scott, just like the weekend.
Well, they had 70,000 people downtown on Saturday night, the biggest gathering since the Olympics. The police were expecting even more tonight, although a 4-0 lead going the third period could affect that. But we'll see how it plays itself out. They're treating this just like a home game, and they're thinking that the added cost for policing these finals is going to be $500,000, but so far, money well spent.
All right, to Winnipeg as the story progresses. We know Rick Dudley is out as general manager. Last time we spoke, it was up to Kevin Cheveldayoff, I believe.
Yes, I made an offer to him yesterday, and I would expect that he'll be named the general manager before this week is out, and then he will determine the fate of head coach Craig Ramsey and his hockey staff.
Right. Speaking of coaches, there's a new assistant coach in Calgary. As expected, Craig Hartsburg leaves Everett of the Western Hockey League and joins the bench with Brent Sutter. They had some junior hockey gold success.
And it looks like Rod Brindamore, who's been working in player development for the Carolina Hurricanes, is going to join Paul Maurice's coaching staff in some capacity. He, of course, replaces Ron Francis, who has moved back into the front office assistant general manager to Jimmy Rutherford.
And what may have seemed like a relatively quiet signing could have further implications. Today, the Phoenix Coyotes re-signed netminder Jason LaBarbera to a 2-year contract extension. Now questions about Ilya Brizgalov.
Well, it's insurance for the Coyotes because Brizgalov is not going, he's an unrestricted free agent. He is not going to re-sign with the Coyotes, and so Don Maloney is trying to trade his rights before July 1st.
That's the latest from Vancouver, Ron.
And Steve Sterling, our best wishes to the assistant coach of Binghamton. They're into the Game 6 tomorrow night in Houston, leading 3-2. He had a quad bypass operation yesterday. Our thoughts are with Steve Sterling, Bobby Orr, and the Bruins. High times here in Game 3.
The new Maytag Maxima. Depend on its power wash cycle to deliver the best cleaning in the industry. Maytag, because what's inside matters.
How durable is Quaker State? We just tested Quaker State motor oil that had driven thousands of kilometers in New York City taxis. And even when it was ready to be replaced, that used Quaker State still passed the wear protection, rust protection, and viscosity retention tests for brand new oil. Extra protection when you need it most. That's Quaker State. Real, durable oil.
At the Coors Light Brewing Company, we're on a never-ending quest to bring you the ice-cold, refreshing taste of Coors Light. That's why we're working with highly intelligent Refresh Mutts. Refresh Mutts, trained to seek out situations that just might call for a cold one. So go on, brave dogs. Do what you do best. Oh, so close. Coors Light, who wants a cold one?
So, you'd like a more flexible mortgage?
Uh-huh.
Well, we have one that lets you put extra money in, take it out anytime, and skip a payment once a year. It's our You're the Boss mortgage.
I'm the boss.
You're the boss.
Hear that, everyone? I'm the boss. You, hold my calls. You, stop lollygagging. You, do a jig.
Bravo.
The You're the Boss mortgage from Coast Capital Savings.
An unbelievable Canucks fan experience. Driving thousands of miles, partying with the team owner, almost dying, and then getting free tickets to the San Jose game. Coming up on CBC News Vancouver, special playoffs edition.
During the playoffs, CBC is your home for hockey. From live action to CBC News Vancouver's coverage after the game, and of course highlights and post-game analysis from the folks at Seeking Stanley. That's tonight after the game.
The before, the expectation, the B vitamins and carbs to ignite, the during, the power, the fuel to perform, the original Gatorade. The after, the result, the 16 grams of protein and fluid to hydrate. Introducing the G-Series, Gatorade Prime, Perform, Recover.
I knew it! That fat guy's fucking got talent! He's going on Hee-Haw! I knew it!
Wrap it up, boys, while I'm still young.
Going on Hee-Haw tour!
2 hours till bedtime. Let's move it. You do your own stunts, right?
Your favorite movies right when you want them. Watch unlimited TV episodes and movies instantly through your game console or other devices, all for only $8 a month from Netflix.
They know they have guns, right?
Just enough time to update you on our standings in the playoff edition of the Kia Fantasy Pool. Your chance to win a beautiful Optima Turbo at CBCSports.ca. Our leader with 280 points, a 1-point lead. Kevin Sowerby of Coquitlam. Starring for Kevin, Roberto Luongo, Henrik Sedin, and Alex Edler. That's 1 point over Troy Haskell of Canoe. BC Canoe could use an oar. Okay, enough of that. We'll send it back to the gentleman upstairs in the third period on Hockey Night in Canada next.
Every bottle of Sleeman has a past. A dangerous past.
Pirates who changed their name from Slyman to Sleeman took their ill-gotten treasure and invested in something they really liked, beer. It's a past some people think we should hide, but we won't, because it's truth.
I like the beer we brought. It's notoriously good.
What do you see when you're rushing to beat a red light? Will you see the cyclist over here? Or this lane blocked off because of construction? How about this woman turning left? Will you see the kid running for the school bus? When you slow down...
Yes? Well, BMO Smart Steps for Parents gives you ongoing tips and tools from our experts to help you make sure that she understands.